Shof'tim, Judges, Chapter 1. After the death of Yehoshua, the people of Israel asked Adonai, "Who will go up for us first to fight the Canaani?" Adonai said, "Yehuda will go up. Here, I have handed the land over to him." Yehuda said to his brother Shimon, "Come up with me into my assigned territory, so that we can fight against the Canaani, and I will likewise go with you into your territory." So Shimon went with him. Yehuda went up, and Adonai gave the Canaani and the Perizi into their hands. Of those in Bezek, they killed 10,000 men. They found Adoni Bezek in Bezek, and they fought against him. They killed the Canaani and the Perizi, but Adoni Bezek fled. They pursued him, caught him, cut off his thumbs and big toes. Adoni Bezek said, 70 kings with their thumbs and their big toes cut off gathered food under my table. God has paid me back in accordance with what I did. They brought him to Yerushalayim, and he died there. Then the people of Yehuda fought against Yerushalayim, captured it, overpowered it with the sword, and set the city on fire. Afterwards, the people of Yehuda went down to fight against the Canaani, who lived in the hill country, in the Negev, and in the Shephelah. Yehuda also attacked the Canaani living in Hebron, formerly called Kiryat Arba, and they overpowered Shishai, Achiman, and Talmai. From there they attacked the inhabitants of Davir. Davir was formerly called Kiryat Sefer. Caleb said, "To whoever overpowers Kiryat Sefer and captures it, I will give my daughter Aksah as his wife." Otniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, captured it, so he gave him Aksah, his daughter, as his wife. After becoming his wife, she persuaded him to ask her father to give them a field. When she got off her donkey, Caleb asked her, "What do you want?" She said to him, "Give me a blessing. Since you gave me land in the Negev, also give me sources of water." So Caleb gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. Next, the descendants of the Keani, Moshe's father-in-law, went up out of the city of date palms with the people of Yehuda into the Yehuda desert south of Arad, and they came and settled with the people. Yehuda went with Shimon his brother. They overpowered the Canaani who inhabited Tizvat and completely destroyed it. The name of the city was called Hormah. Yehuda also took Azah with its territory, Ashkelon with its territory, and Ekron with its territory. Adonai was with Yehuda, and they took possession of the hill country, because they could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, since they had iron chariots. They gave Hebron to Caleb, as Moshe had said to do, and he drove out from there the 3 sons of Anak. The people of Binyamin did not drive out the Yevuzi who inhabited Yerushalayim. Rather, the Yevuzi continued living with the people of Binyamin in Yerushalayim, as they do to this day. The house of Yosef likewise attacked Beatel, and Adonai was with them. The house of Yosef sent spies to Beatel. The city was formerly called Luz. The spies saw a man coming out of the city and said to him, "Please show us the way to enter the city, and we will treat you kindly." So he showed them the way into the city, and they overpowered the city with the sword, but they let the man and all his family go free. He went into the land of the Hittim, built a city and called it Luz, which is its name to this day. Manasseh did not drive out the inhabitants of Beit Sha'an and its villages, to Anak and its villages, Dor and its villages, Yivliam and its villages, or Megiddo and its villages, so that the Canaani managed to keep living in that land. In that time when Israel had grown strong, they put the Canaani to forced labor, but failed to drive them out completely. Ephraim did not drive out the Canaani living in Gezer, so the Canaani continued living in Gezer along with them. Zebulun did not drive out the inhabitants of Kitron or Nahalol, so the Canaani continued to live among them, but became subject to forced labor. Asher did not drive out the inhabitants of Akko, Sidon, Achlav, Akziv, Helba, Afik, or Rehov, so the Asheri lived among the Canaani who were living in that land, because they didn't drive them out. Naphtali did not drive out the inhabitants of Beit Shemesh or Beit Anat, but lived among the Canaani living in the land. However, the inhabitants of Beit Shemesh and Beit Anat became forced labor for them. The Emori forced the people of Dan into the hills, for they would not let them come down the valley. The Emori had resolved to live in the Heres hills, in Ayalon, and in Sha'alvim. But when the power of the house of Joseph grew greater, they became subject to forced labor. So the territory of the Emori was from the Scorpion Ascent and the rock upward. End of Judges, Shof'tim, chapter 1.